Hello everyone, this has been a long time, I know. I just don't know how to start this video. I feel like I'm so out of practice with filming. However, I just wanted to say hi. I really wanted to come back at first before filming other things again and just give you a little bit of a life update and what's coming up on my channel, I guess. I don't think I've uploaded since April. I might have done like a quick chit chat video at the start of lockdown and lockdown number one, shall we go back in the UK, lockdown number one, because we're in lockdown number 2 right now. Obviously a lot of you who are watching may be here because you've been following me for the last couple of years whilst I've been filming a lot of Disney content, going to Disneyland Paris and things like that. It's kind of hard to base a channel around those kinds of things when you can't go all the time, and so in between my trips I've kind of felt like, well, what do I do? But I'm going to be talking about that a bit later in the video. And this year's been a bit strange, and obviously I haven't felt like filming a ton. I've had a lot of thinking and reflecting to do this year. Unfortunately, the last couple of years of my life, and it may have come across in some of my videos, they haven't been the greatest. If you've been here for a while, you may remember I did a little update video in 2018. It's not up anymore. There is a gap of videos on my channel. Obviously there have been some that have been removed anyway, just for personal reasons, but there are a few kind of sit down videos that are no longer up either. I'm talking about things in them which I don't think I was ready to talk about at the time and didn't articulate what I was meaning properly, so I have taken them down. It kind of looks like I haven't really bothered, but I promise you I have. There's just been some circumstances in which I've had to take some stuff down. 2018, when I was talking about that video, I was going through a rough patch. I actually left a job that I was at for 5.5 years and then went to another job which I was only at for 6 months. That second job was just horrific. It really got me down. I wasn't happy. I was quite miserable going home, and it really affected me in a way which, you know, obviously you don't want work to affect your life like that, and it wasn't an easy time. It just wasn't an easy year for me. I really struggled work-wise. I obviously wasn't very happy in my long-term job that I had beforehand and went to a job that I really didn't like afterwards. So it was just a very and then 2019 brought a whole other can of worms and led to the end of a relationship that I was in previously. I've had a few stressful years on my hands, so I was looking forward to 2020. And then March came and it was like, hello, we're in lockdown and there's a pandemic. So, you know, things didn't turn out how I thought they would this year. It's not just the social aspect of it for me this year, it's been a lot of it to do with work as well. Obviously not working's not been easy for me because I'm self-employed, and where I work I can't work during the lockdown. So yeah, it's just it's been stressful at times, not gonna lie. We're nearing the end of the year. I'm hopeful, even though things aren't great right now, I'm hopeful things will start to get better next year. It's made me realise I really miss the small things. I really miss just being able to go out for dinner or like just being social, see my friend. I haven't hugged Amy since March, guys. I've seen Amy occasionally. I've seen her a few times in the time that we were allowed to, and when we were allowed to social distance walk and everything. But we haven't hugged. I've been in her house when we were allowed to, obviously not now, but I've been in her house and we sat on separate sofas. We didn't even hug, and yeah, it's been a really mad year. I have to look at it now and think about the positive things, because otherwise I just get myself down. No one's perfect, and I definitely have my days where I'm like, oh god, you know, like I just want this over and done with. I just want to get back to like life. I've had some really good things happen to me this year. I finished my degree. Can we just thank you very much? I've finished my degree. I'm so happy about that, guys. It took me 3 years to do with the Open University, and I think I'm going to do a separate video on it at some point. I know it might not interest all of you, however I think it might be useful for those people who are just generally searching about the Open University and experience. I now have a BSc in psychology, and I did actually get a 2-1, which I'm really happy about, because at the beginning of my last year I really wasn't doing very well because of circumstances in my personal life, and so I'm really glad I managed to turn it around and kind of just get my grades up. And yeah, it's an achievement that no one can take away from me now. If I use it or if I don't, I have it, and I have to be proud of myself for sticking it through when there were times where I really wanted to give up. So during the first lockdown, it gave me an awful lot of time to think about things in life and just kind of take some time out for me really, because I hadn't done that for years because I was always like with someone. So being on your own, it really gives you a chance to just like think about what you want. And so yeah, I mean, it gave me that opportunity, and I walked a lot. We had lovely weather in April, May, June, so I actually walked a ton. Obviously moving back home to my parents' house, we live in the middle of nowhere, which I'm very grateful for, especially in the times of lockdown, and I walked for miles and miles and miles. I'm sure some of you would have seen like Snapchats or Instagram you know, stories about them. If you're not following me on my social media, guys, go and do that, because I'm usually on that a bit more than I am on YouTube, obviously. Shoved my music in, went for a walk. I think my longest was nearly 10 miles. It did take quite a few hours to do mine, but you know, it was something to do during the day because I was so bored. I didn't know what to do. This is something I've struggled with this lockdown as well, because it's obviously not as nice weather. However, those walks really helped with my mental health massively, and actually they helped me with my weight, and it's something that I've been wanting to tackle for a long time. I did gain some weight, and I started gaining weight 2017 towards the end of the year. So I started in June, and I think I've lost like 28 pounds or so at the moment. Yeah, it's just something I've never really talked about online, but I definitely feel happier in myself with it, even though I definitely still have my down days with that as well. Don't get me wrong, it's no picnic in the park. I mean, sometimes I think people think you lose weight and suddenly you're going to be happy. That's not the case. For the first time in my life, I actually lost some weight. I've always put it on, never lost. So, you know, I'm quite happy about that. I know some of you guys on Instagram, when I was talking about it the other day, also said that you were trying to lose some weight, and you were giving me some YouTubers to watch for like exercise routines and stuff. And so yeah, if it's something you're interested in, I'm quite happy to talk about it. If it's something that you do want to know a bit more about, let me know in the comments. I've also had some really good things happen in my personal life this year. I actually met someone in March well, I can't say met, technically matched, I suppose. I matched with him in March in the first lockdown, and ironically we had to wait 3 months to have our first date. You couldn't have even made it up, this story of how we met. But yeah, we had our first date in June, and we're still together now, so I'm quite happy about all of that, and he makes me really happy. He's been, oh my god, such a support to me this year, especially with like so many like life things. But yeah, that's something that's really positive that's happened to me this year, and I'd feel wrong doing this video and not mentioning that, because if anything, he's probably the main thing that's really cheered me up this year. And so yeah, I'm really grateful for that situation. I'd love to know actually if anyone else has met anybody in lockdown, because it's a bit of a weird scenario to meet someone, don't you think? It's actually really weird because my sister met her boyfriend now in lockdown too. She started speaking to him a couple of weeks before they met. Just so weird that we've both ended up with people like through a lockdown and a pandemic. I don't know, I find it completely bizarre, but it's also really nice for us, I think, because it kind of happened for us at the same time. And so, you know, like the boys get on quite well as well, and it's just nice. It's just like our little thing we've got in common now, which is weird, but like I say, it's nice. So another fabulous thing that's happened this year is that my sister and her partner had a baby girl. So I'm now an auntie, and I have a beautiful baby niece who is, gosh, she's going to be 4 months old in December, and that is mad. And she's gorgeous. I love her to bits. So yeah, you know, like I said, 2020, it's been a weird year, but I've had some good things happen. And despite ups and downs, and like, you know, I have a boyfriend, but I can't see him in the same way that I would traditionally speaking normally. I mean, we're in another lockdown now, and I've seen him once for a walk, you know, so it's just different. But we kind of just have to get on with it, and that's just how it is at the moment. It's definitely not been easy, let's just say that. There have been great moments that have happened, but it's definitely not been easy the whole way through. However, I'm grateful for the people who are like my support network. That is the end of the life update portion for the video. So I wanted to talk about my channel now, and like what I want to do with it. So obviously you guys know I've done a lot of Disneyland Paris content on this channel, and mainly it has been me going to the parks, filming my trips, and then coming home, doing a trip announcement video or a haul, something related to that. So I would like to start filming again properly, and obviously going to Disneyland Paris is just not really an option right now, not in general health reasons and like just being safe. Also financially, it's just not something that I'm thinking about if for the future. I'd love to go back at some point, but I'm trying to be realistic right now, and I'm not even really entertained thinking about it. However, I really want to film some content that's going to help people who have maybe been before and want to go again and plan their trips a bit better, or people who haven't been at all, and kind of like a beginner's guide to Disneyland Paris. And I want to kind of do them in separate videos. There's all sorts of things like favourite rides, favourite restaurants. I've got a list of ideas that I want to do. But I wanted to ask you in this video if there's anything you would like to know about Disneyland Paris, about how I entertain going and booking the process, or how I like to do my trips. Let me know what you'd like to see Disney related. I hope that's something you guys will be interested in. But if it's not, let me know what other things you'd be interested in too. Obviously, I've spoken about the whole like losing weight situation and the university situation, and I'd like to do videos on that at some point. There will always be Disney content on this channel. For 6 years there's been Disney content on this channel. I'd be surprised if there's anyone left here watching from my makeup days. If there is, leave a little comment below because I want to know. If you guys have got any suggestions, please leave them below. I care about this channel an awful lot, and so it would mean the world to me if you can stick around, see what's going to happen. I mean, I don't even know who's going to watch this video because really I've not been online for a long time. The YouTube algorithm is pants. The little notification bell, which I think will be down here for you, if you go and press that because you want to be notified of my videos, go and do that because that actually helps. I'm feeling so much better in myself this year than what I was probably the last couple of times that I filmed, and I hope that you can understand that I just needed a bit of time for myself, and I haven't felt more like myself now since like 2016-17 when I was filming a ton of Disney content for you guys. If you remember 2016 when I went to Disney like four or five times, do you remember that year? That was a good year. That was a good year. I want to say thank you so much for sticking around, guys. Thank you to those of you that have been on my Instagram and liked and commented and DM'd me throughout the whole of lockdown. It's really been lovely to know that I've still got some great supporters out there, and like I said, I appreciate it massively. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon, and not in like 5 or 6 months time, I promise. Thank you for watching. Bye.